Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope all of you are doing fine and everyone is healthy. If you are new to my channel, I make a variety of videos. I have covered a few shopping hauls till now. I have made, this will be my episode 3 of Gyani Gurwar, and I also have a lot of other things in the pipeline which will probably be coming out soon. So, if you are new, do like, share, and subscribe. And if you are a subscriber, you can press the bell icon for getting notifications. And if you find those annoying, be sure to keep on checking for my new uploads. Today, I am back with one more episode of Gyani Gurwar IMO. For those who are new, Gyani Gurwar is basically supposed to be a topic that I want to talk about. Now that I'm working from home and not physically interacting with other people, I felt that this would be the best way to talk to people and just share my opinion. That's why the IMO. This has nothing to do with any scientific fact, any research work, or anything else at all. I don't claim any of that. This is just my opinion, in my opinion. So I am just going to be sharing a few things today that the universe probably wanted me to know and changed my way of looking at things. So the topic for today is living life positively, or how to have a positive approach for life. Now, of course, we hear about positivity all the time. We hear about how you should always have a glass full kind of approach and things like that. But to be very honest, it's easier said than done, and that is what I used to think until something changed. So the very first time, this was many years ago. I precisely remember the date, 2008. 14th Jan 2008 was the day when I was extremely low. I wouldn't use the word depressed. I was extremely low on energy, and I don't remember the cause. I don't remember why, but I do remember that it was this day. I was sitting with my then best friend and now husband, and we both were just sitting and talking, and he recognized instantly that something's off today. And he asked me, what's the matter? So I said, I don't know, I just feel like nothing is going right. You make so many efforts for things to go in your favor, but still things are just messy, and I'm not happy with the way life is shaping out. And this was when I was in college, so you can imagine life had not even hit me back then, but I was that negative. So Yash, my husband, told me that you must talk to people who can help you out. And I said, I was initially, I was a talker, and I would talk a lot. I would tell people about what is in my mind. But again, something over the years changed, and I decided, and I made the conscious choice to keep everything inside. The only thing that I would do would be write in my diary or keep a journal. That's the only thing I've been doing. But I don't share much with people unless and until they are close people. Of course, you can, you are a stranger, I meet you, I can go on talking about things that would be probably too personal for many other people. But what affects me most is something that I would never share. So Yash said that you should definitely talk it out with someone, and he suggested that I read the age-old book for positivity, The Secret. As of now, I'm blank when it comes to the name of the author of The Secret, but I'm going to link the book below. So I did manage to read it, and I said okay. And I was anyway a reader. I love to read, so I thought this is the good way to at least get one more book out of the line, if that's all it meant at that time. And I read the book. Of course, it is for people who don't believe in this kind of thing, it might seem to be a bit preachy and things like that. I read it in 2008, but the application, I think, started somewhere around 2016. It took a lot of time. Yes, I knew things that the book had put forward. I believed the logic behind those as well. I experienced it in some highs and lows in my life, but mainly I started implementing it somewhere from 2016 or 2017, when I started the process of manifestation. I started doing these things, and my life changed. It actually did. So today I thought I'll share a few tips with you as to how to have a positive approach, something that has helped me a lot. And doesn't mean there are no problems in my life, doesn't mean that there are days in my life when I don't even want to get out of bed. Everyone has been there. Everyone has their period of downs and lows, and sometimes more lows than highs, but it has worked out, and it will. So that is the approach that I have. So nothing in life can be as bad whereby you don't want to take the next step. You must do the next step no matter what life throws at you. You must have the courage to go ahead, and that is what I have been following in my life for the last 4-5 years. And I did feel that although the problems kept coming, nothing changed, my scenario did not change, but how I dealt with things definitely did change. So the first thing that the book taught me, there is a universe. There is a universe, and everything that you put across into the universe, put out into the universe, is out there. Now, someone like me who is a believer in God and the power of a supreme being, definitely this is something that I find very easy to believe. I am not a religious person as much as I am a spiritual person. So I don't believe in one God. I don't go to the temple regularly. I don't do any rituals. I don't do a regular puja, arti kind of thing. But I believe in a superpower, and that superpower has helped me sail through a lot of issues in life. So the day you start believing that there are things that are beyond your control, there is either a superpower, if you believe that, which is a super being, or you believe in the power of the universe and the existence of mankind, anything is fine. But the day you realize that there is only so much you can do, and there are things that you have to let go, there are things that are beyond your control, that is when life changes. And that is what happened for me. So that is the first learning that I took from the book, that there is a universe and it is noting everything that you put across. Again, this was something that has been told to us from the time we were growing up by my grandmother, by my mother, wherein it is said that there is, the Hindu philosophy says this, again forgive me if I'm wrong, I'm not the authority on this, but this is what I recollect being told, that there is a Vastu Purush who resides in our house, a God who resides in our house, and everything that you say, he has the habit of saying Tathastu, something that we know as Amen or Amin. So you have someone constantly hearing your thoughts, and he is very finicky about saying Tathastu. Okay, Tathastu literally means so be it. So he is very finicky about using this term, but he is quick to say it when we come up with something negative. So the day you say, oh my God, this is definitely going to fail, he will say Tathastu. But if you say, oh my God, I've put so much effort into this, I want this to work, he will take his sweet little time. So positive thoughts probably take a lot more time to actually manifest, and negativity is picked up sooner. Again, something that the book did tell me, and I experienced it firsthand. Second learning from the book is the universe picks up negativity. Like I said, the negative aspect of life is picked up more soon by the universe. Simple example, I'll just simplify what it meant. So basically, when you don't want it to rain on a particular day, the thing that we would generally say is, oh my God, I am dressed up nicely today, I just hope it does not rain. Now what the universe picks up, it eats out the negative word from this, and it picks up, I hope it does rain. The word not is erased. Okay, so ideally what it means is the negative wordings are completely not heard by the universe. So the word that the universe hears is, I hope it does rain. Now instead of praying that I hope it does not rain, what you should instead say is, I hope it remains sunny, or I hope it is only cloudy. So the word negative, the not, the nevers in your life should be replaced by positive words. Again, I thought, okay, that's a very nice thing to say. Does it really apply in real life? So the biggest example I would say, and again sharing from my very personal files, I started manifesting the fact that I would be getting married in the year 2018, and I started this manifestation somewhere towards the end of 2016. And in my mind, the 2018 year was set for the year I would want to get married. Obviously, those who know my history and those who know my relationship with my husband knew that we were not on the marriage path at all. And in fact, he was very certain in his head that marriage is not meant for him at all. So when people even today talk about this experience, they always tell me, how did this happen? Now, honestly, the only thing that I know that happened differently is my affirmations. How did I manage to fit this in? Very simply, as weird as this part may sound, I had set a schedule wherein when I when I go to the washroom in the morning is the time I had set aside for myself to be with my thoughts. Now, most of us today's time have the habit of taking our phones in there with us and we are spending time on the phone. But I would generally, I even now try and plan out my entire day. I use those 10 minutes, 15 minutes to plan out my entire day when I have nothing, like no option but to do my morning course. So I sit in the washroom and I think of how I need to plan my entire day. Something that I developed somewhere while in my schooling years, probably something that has still stayed true with me till now. And I would just sit in the morning and I would talk about, I just hope my day is going good. I hope things are going to improve. If yesterday was a bad day, I hope today is good. And yeah, I'm planning to get married in 2018. That's all that I would say, and that one line managed to bring about the change. Again, as I said, for those who don't know me personally, you may not get the relevance of this entire thing, but for those who have seen my journey, it was definitely something that even our families were very surprised as to how has this change come about. In fact, even I had a plan B ready. I never thought marriage would be on the cards. But here I am, happily married 3 years down the line, and things are good, things are positive, things are looking up. And the main reason, as I said, is because I have tried and erased out all the negativity in my life. One more thing that I would say is the absence of jealousy. Like I have spoken about jealousy in my Gyani Gurwar episode 2. If you want, I'll link that below as well. I spoke about a few people in my life who had a very negative effect on my life, and I didn't realize until they were in it. So a few people, when I don't know, for whatever reason, when these negative forces moved out of my life suddenly turned around, like it was a complete 180-degree change, and I could see that things started happening soon. So it is no one's fault in particular. It's just that there is something known as the evil eye, probably. I don't know what do I term it, but it is there. When someone wishes for your downfall, they are obviously going to fall lower, but that negativity somewhere affects you as well. So erasing out all the negative people in my life definitely helped. The third thing, which was not exactly a takeaway from the book, but something that I have done over the period of the last 2 years maybe, is I have reduced all negative influences in and around my life. First thing I've done is I've stopped watching news channels. Okay, I avoid watching news channels unless and until it is a relevant breaking news. And when I say relevant breaking news, it has to be relevant. I don't want to see Deepika asking for mal. That doesn't work well with me. So I want to see something that is going to affect my life, and that is what I see. Most of the times, the only way I keep in touch is by reading newspapers. Nowadays, that is also happening via PDFs or by, reading headlines on apps like InShots or TOI. So that is one thing I have done. Second thing, I have unfollowed several friends on social media. Of course, I've not unfriended them. I've just unfollowed them because I don't like this negativity that is thrown out, especially when it comes to politics or when it comes to religion. So we have a certain group of people who have nothing else to do in life but to criticize. Of course, living in a democracy, criticizing the government is our right. But if you can't do something about it, don't talk about things that you cannot change. Instead, talk about things that are going right. You have a problem with the government, vote them out. The next election is coming soon. Right now, they are here because they enjoy the mandate of the people. They are here because the people voted them with a certain conviction. Maybe they have failed the people, maybe they have not. There are pros and cons, and I'm not getting into those politics here. But talking about it on social media does nothing at all. So most of the people who are doing this are the ones who don't even go out to vote. So I realized that, if I see those comments, reply to those, engage in a war of words, that's not helping. So everything that doesn't make me happy, I have removed from my life. These 3 things. Firstly, the universe is listening. Second, remove all the negative words from your vocabulary. As much as possible, make the effort to change what you said. Like that is how you will develop the habit of saying those things. And lastly, remove all the negative influences from your life. Once you do that, you will definitely notice a change. Of course, there are still things that are beyond our control. There are things that will pull us down, and for those things there are always people that you can talk to. If you want professional help, don't hesitate to go for it. If you want a friend to talk to, you know where to reach me. You can leave a comment below, you can just leave your mail ID, and I will genuinely make the effort to get in touch with you myself and talk it out. I am very good at that, not being boastful, but I have, and most of my students will vouch for that. So I am willing to hear you out. Remember, you're not alone. There is always going to be someone who is wanting to hear what you're going to say. And just talk it out. Don't keep anything inside. Anything that troubles you, there is someone out there who's not going to be judgmental and who's going to hear you out. So spend some time, love yourself, be happy with yourself. In the next episode of Gyani Gurwar, I would talk about how to be happy as well. These are related episodes, so I may not release them back to back, but yes, something coming up on how you can buy your own happiness, not necessarily with money, but with anything at all that makes you happy. Seek your happiness spot. Any other topic that you want to hear about in the next Gyani Gurwar episode, please leave a comment below and let me know what you would want to hear. Also, let me know what are the other things that you would want to see on my channel. That's it for today. I hope the positive message has gone through and you're going to use this well, because someone recently pointed out to me that we have hardly 3 months, 3 whole months, 3.5 to be precise, of the year left, and we are still not out of the last 2019 memories that we created, and we are already reaching 2022. Life is short. I would want you to live it to the fullest. Let me know if I can help in any way, and if you have tips to make life more meaningful, please write them in the comment section. Until next time, bye.